welcome back. We're going to go ahead and finish this drawing and keeps talking about directional line, shapes, and placement. We're also creating about how we create lines. For example, if you take a look at the ear, right now, if you take a look at the ear, it's the contrast between the light against the dark is creating the ear. So one of the things that we'll do is we'll create this right here, darker. That right there now creates this line. Shaping the ear is a little different. Here as this goes in like so, I'm kind of pulling it into the chin. So also look at this. When we look at the face from the ear, for this right there, that's where the bottom of this ear ends up. So learn to sit there and say the top of the eyes. So this is at an angle, the top of the eyes is that, or that right there. So the ear is actually a little higher. So learn to break things down as quickly as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the shape of this here, create some contrast with the lines, and I'm stuttering like if I'm the Rain Man. So here's really quickly, I'm just kind of sitting down and creating this whole face. Now look at this right here. If you look at this shape, now I'm going to kind of keep drawing the rest. There's a line that comes right behind the ear, which is right here. It's the neck, and it's about yay big, which is this line right here. And the shirt literally comes behind this. Now look at this kind of drop, and that's the shoulder right there. And this might be wrong, but I don't know, we'll just kind of leave it. This is the neck. Look at the direction of that line. It kind of shapes this way. And then look at where the other side of the shirt comes down, and it's right, almost aligned to his eyes. So it's kind of like right there. And then we'll close it. So one of the things about creating, don't be too, sometimes creating a stroke as quickly as that is sufficient enough to give you the idea that you're trying to tell a story about. That is where the shirt is. And so don't cover the whole thing. The hair, the shape of where the hairline comes in, that's one that comes this way. It goes up, and then it comes down. We don't want to take more hair than he doesn't have, but it's okay. If you really sit down, last week we were literally talking about that I can literally turn this guy into Jesus. He has that kind of feature, so I can't really dog him that much, but there's pretty much of the face. So now I'm going to take this color, which is this, and I'm going to start shadowing this whole neckline and see where the light literally comes in. This comes this way and creates that. Now the thing that you have to be careful here is that this line here, if I keep going, it'll run into this. And the thing is, this is lighter than this, and this should actually be darker. But when we're creating, sometimes it's better to go light and build darker. So here, now I'm creating this incredible intensity of this line. So here's this nice color dark. And remember, this brown oxide is only going to get so dark. It's not really going to give you this much dark. But look, here, by me creating this, dropping this shadow right here, this really saturated dark right there of this brown, creates it like it's a shadow. Well, when you see things also, a stroke has to be controlled by how much paint you put on it. So if you look at this color and this color, they're almost matched together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the color up here like so. And I just screwed up a little bit, but I screwed up for this reason. There's light that comes here, and I covered that light, but I'm going to fix that here in a few minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create this shadow right there. This is darker right there. You can start seeing that this starts to look like this. This is darker right here, but it's not as dark as this. And one of the things you have to learn as you're painting, that you run out of pigment as you use it. So learn to run out where you want it to run out. I'm going to create this a little bit darker. So this starts to look, one of the things that I've noticed that this eye is actually smaller, his eye is actually too big. So what I'm going to do is just fix that. So, but this is pretty much starting to work. I think this is also, the lip is a little bit darker. I don't have it, and I think it should be a little bit moved up. So let me just draw, let me go ahead and take the eye first. So one of the things that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shape the eye first. And the eye is smaller. So here it goes. So here's my first stroke. And the eye's smaller right there. But this is smaller like there. So here I'm going to push this whole thing. I'm going to shadow this whole. I'm going to sit here with this line and work it until it looks halfway decent. And I've just made the eye smaller. Now it's not as long. It's not as long as it is now, so I'm shortening it. And there's a dark line right there. This is his eyelid. Now I'm building the color. So here's this right there. So somebody's trying to get a hold of somebody here. Just ignore it, guys. It's really bothersome. Those telephones sometimes are constantly. So there's a bag right under his eye, right here. There's a shadow right there. What I'm doing is pulling the color right there, creating this line. And then I'm going to create this shadow right here. This is shadow right there. And this is this eyebrow right there. Alright guys, this is pretty much, you can see how quickly this is kind of coming together. This is coming really quickly together. It's just now just tightening it up. This is part of the, there's a certain point about when you start painting with this, where it just really becomes really fun. And the first hurdle that you guys have to learn is be patient with it. This is drawing. This is drawing with paint. It's fun. If you guys can master this, any painting it'll be a great painting. The beauty about this color right here is that I'm controlling it and I'm getting it darker. I'm literally adding a little bit more and creating this value. This is darker right here. Let me see. So I'm just going to get into this whole thing up here and creating this. There's a little light that's hitting this right here. And this I'm going to create this. Now it's funny because one of the things that I'm doing is I'm passing the brush softly, and the more color that I want, the more pressure I put, like a pencil, almost. So So look at this beautiful color. So now I'm going to take this brush, and now I'm going to go ahead and start working on the rest of the year. Look at getting that in dark right there, and pushing the color to its darkest point. This oxide only has this oxide has a range of around an 8 or a 9 in darkness, and but that's okay. I'm telling you guys, we can put the little crown of thorns on this guy, and I think we need to hire this guy to play the role of Jesus there. Maybe a little persecution.
Judas.
Huh? More like Judas.
That was Judas.
It's Judas, eh? I don't know. You might be right. I don't know him that well yet, but it might be Judas. This is really dark, and this is really dark. I just screwed up. So now I'm going to take this color here. So now I'm pushing the lips a little bit higher, or closer to this nose. So right now what I'm doing is just kind of seeing the shape that I see, and so here's the beauty about this tablet. You guys have to get a tablet if you guys are going to be serious about doing this. As I get older, I'm having a hard time seeing, and so you young guys, you guys can print this stuff out and squint your eyes all you guys want, but give me a tablet any day. Technology helps us become better artists. And if you guys don't want to become a good artist, go ahead and do it the old way. Chase a squirrel, make your brushes if you guys want. Me, I'm going to buy my supplies online, or so learn to. If you guys are interested to be an artist and not really struggle, do yourself a favor and get yourself the equipment, and get the right equipment. I'm literally having trouble with this canvas. I should have prepared the canvas a little bit better. It would work a little bit better than it's giving me. It's giving me a lot of issues. But the beauty of it, the beauty of this is that it works. You can make it work. Whatever you have, you can figure out how to pull it together. So have fun and enjoy yourselves to when you do this technique. Just enjoy yourself in the sense of figuring out the technique. The technique is key, guys. If you guys do not practice it, and then you're gonna stink. Practice is key. Making mistakes, and guys, if you make mistakes, it's okay. It's better that you make a mistake and keep working in it. Most of us, me, I got tons of canvases that just, I should have a nice, really big bonfire and just get rid of them. But the thing about it is that the more you practice, the more that you sit there and create this feeling of controlling the brush and seeing things as shapes, pushing things. Look at this hairline right there. It needs to be pushed up. Look at this. I'm going to push it up. There, I'm going to push it up. I'm creating actually a hole right there, but I'm going to push it up anyways. And failure is normal. Stop beating yourselves. Um, the more you practice, the more hours that you have with this, the better that it's going to get. The more enjoyable that it'll be. So one of the things that I'm doing now is creating part of the background. So here's, now by me creating some of this background, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm carving the shapes that I see. This is called the contour. I'm pushing the contour, and I'm literally just carving the nose out and seeing it as a shape. Now, sometimes if you do this, you can see what I'm doing. And let me do this way. So, see how it goes right under the nose right there. Let's do the other forehead. Now here's the thing. This guy just texted me. He said he says that it's not right. He said he only needs to chew this. I disagree with him. I think more like he could barely punch his pilot, maybe. All right, guys. So here the thing is the direction of lines. If you notice, look, I'll tell you about the hair here. Okay, I'm kind of painting the hair in a direction. Okay. And I'm painting the hair in a direction that kind of tells the story. We can remove color, like here, this is nice contrast. I can see this line right there is darker, but that's okay. I can remove that if I have to. Ear, let's look at the ear here. This ear has a color. I'm cutting right over that. Right now I'm creating this to be a little darker. I'm feathering it. The color just literally just soften the edges. Later on we'll talk about edges and how you can soften them. The beauty of painting is that there's so many techniques, oil specifically. There's so many techniques that you can utilize, and right now I'm using this really, I call this dry. It's not dry because it has oil in it, but it doesn't have any thinner. But I'm using this dry paint, and I'm creating this smooth glow to it, but it's skipping and it's kind of dry in its sense. So it's kind of feather in the back. I can take this brush here, and this is what we call this soft edge right here. That's a soft edge right here. So here I'm going to sit here and just soften this edge right here. Now what I'm doing is flying back and forth over that same line. And now I'm just kind of creating, in a sense, this line just to control this feel to it. So now if you notice I've changed this. I'm using bristle brushes. The the full grid. I think this is a number 10, which gets me all that smooth stuff. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create. So this is, I'm wetting this right here. Brushes, you got to learn to use your brushes to work with them, guys. You're really not a master of your craft if you don't have a clue what it'll do or what it won't do. Learn to control, to manipulate. That really is the key of painting. Most of us need to learn to to first of all know that we're doing shape and shadows and we're doing contrast. I'll give you an example. Look at this right there. There's a light source right here. So the question you have to ask yourselves, number one is, well, there's two ways you can do it. Is I can feather this whole thing in. Well, the nose is actually darker. Let me do this right here. I'm seeing other stuff. You see I'm butterflying right now. This is the worst thing that you can do. Butterfly. But I'm a teacher, so you guys can. Actually, I can't tell you what you guys can do, but you guys can sit there and just kind of grudge it, but you shouldn't really butterfly. But anyways, I'll still work on this a little bit. But so now I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to take this brush, and I'm going to feather this color right here, and that's not working. Let me see if this will work. So here I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to feather this right there. Alright? So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to knock this whole thing down like so. Well, there's a light source here. Alright. Now, you see, I just lost it. So, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come back, and I'm going to sit here and draw this first line. The second line. This is really something. This is something you guys have to master. Now I'm pushing the color back. It's as wet. I'm pushing it and I can control it. But I'm going to leave that side and I can't leave it alone. So now I'm going to sit there and just try to stay away from that side. All right. I'm going to bring this. This is. Look, let me just show you this one more thing right here. I'm going to create a light right there. And that right there is, by me creating this light right there, it looks like he's having a booger under his nose. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this brush right here, and I'm going to create this take it from here, and I'm going to create this dark right there. This is right there around his nose this way. This is right here. So. Alright, guys. Well, one of the things you have to do is to subscribe. And if you guys subscribe, I'll keep teaching you guys. Subscription it becomes really important to us because it sees that we have a following as well as we have people that are interested in it. So pass this video to loved ones and I will teach you everything that I do and the ideas that I have
for no other reason than you just subscribe, guys. So please do us a favor and subscribe. I have no clue why they keep telling me to do that, but I'm just following the orders, guys. So here is this painting. There's a highlight right there. Darn it! I don't know if I have enough time to do this, but let me just give the highlight. So you're going to create the highlight right there in the eye. Look at this. Watch the highlight in the eye, guys. There. There's a highlight. And he looks like he's. There's a highlight right here under the bottom of his nose. I'm going to kind of encroach this. I want to start mastered, guys, mastered. So this right here is a highlight right there, and it's in this. I think I'm done with the highlights, but this is one color, guys, just one color. I'm just adding it and taking it away. You guys can control this and create some incredible pieces of artwork. This was done in 2 sessions, and it literally will take you guys about 30 minutes to do something like this, to an hour. Learn to master the colors. Don't be scared, and enjoy. Mistakes are okay. You can correct them. Like this right here, it looks like he got some ketchup, and he's still running down. And I'm gonna create this feel of hair. Create more of a Buddhist monk feel to him. He needs to shave a little bit. Why does he need to shave? This guy's really weird. He needs to shave. What's this down here? I'm not sure. I mean, come on, put some time on this. Anyways, so if you guys see this character, stay away from him. He's wanted. I'm just saying. He owes me some money anyways, and so you guys subscribe, have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and see you next time.